Okay, so Jeff, it's been a huge week here at QuickBooks Connect Toronto. We often talk about bringing all of those in our ecosystem together, so our small business owners, our self-employed, our accountants, our bookkeepers, and of course our developers. You had a number of key highlights during your keynote. Do you want to recap maybe a couple of those that you want to share more broadly?
Sure. Yeah, well, as you said, there's quite a few things, and this event really is about kind of pulling all the stakeholders together. And so there's a little bit in it for everyone, but in particular for the accountants and bookkeepers. Last year, we told the vision of where we were going, right? We talked about what we were going to do on sales tax, and we showed a roadmap, and we talked about the role of work papers and all that preparation that needs to be done for tax. And then we talked about a vision of where tax would be fully integrated, and you'd be able to do things like scenario planning. And this year, we actually showed it. We actually launched Work Papers V2, we launched an integrated tax application, and we've delivered on many of those advancements that was part of that roadmap for sales tax. We're still kind of early days in terms of where we can go. In fact, we don't even know where it will stop, but it's incredibly exciting to finally be able to show people real tangible offers, and that's really exciting.
And
So,
I heard that from a number of folks as well, and they were really excited about what we're doing. And it's just exciting. You feel the energy and the buzz, so that's awesome.
Yeah, it's for them. I think it's new and it's a different way to run their practice. For sure. And so as we continue to play that kind of catalyst role, helping them think about that, we help them be more successful and help their clients be more successful, which is why it's so great what we do.
Yeah.
But on the small business side, I think we talked about the cash flow and how important cash flow is, and it's you either have it and you're growing, or you don't and you're not.
Yeah. And
so the next day payments that will come in the spring, I think that really is going to be groundbreaking.
It's a game changer for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. So just like every QuickBooks Connect, we start day one with our accounting professionals. Mm-hmm. So if we were to narrow that down more specifically for that group, so accountants, bookkeepers, tax pros, mm-hmm. What are the one or two key highlights you want them to remember or take away?
Yeah, one would be if you have not been in QuickBooks lately, it's time to come back and take a look, because the amount of innovation now is truly phenomenal. It's hard to keep up, quite frankly. But things like progress invoicing and making payroll easier to use, and innovations around things like sales tax that will ultimately make that a great category for bookkeepers and accountants to be able to help, are all like real tangible proof points of how the platform continues to get better.
Yep.
And then this, again, connecting work papers and tax, this really is going to enable much more efficient businesses, but also be the groundwork that will enable us to enable scenario planning, if you will, for even really small businesses, something that historically just wouldn't have been possible.
Yep, awesome. So I think even before Accountant Day, we actually had our small business hackathon at the Dev Hub here in Toronto.
Yeah.
And I understand that you were one of actually you announced the winners
I did,
coming out of that.
Yeah.
What were the key innovative highlights that came out of that session? Because I think often not every hackathon leads to something necessarily as a game changer. Was there anything out of this year's that really elevated the bar?
Yeah, what I love about the hackathons, we do them before every QB Connect now. And part of it is because a lot of the innovation that comes in the industry is not just organizations like ours, but it's new companies starting up, challenging old ways. Yep. And so this is our way of being able to help support the industry and help support that mindset. And as you say, it doesn't always output products or companies, but often it does. When we started back early days in cloud in 2012, almost all the app partners were Australians, UK, some US. Now when you look at the top apps in North America, not just Canada, a lot of them are Canadian apps. And they all started with an idea and somebody getting behind them and helping them grow. And so that's essentially what why I love the hackathons.
Got it.
To your point around the ideas, there's lots of ones. Somebody was saying it's amazing how many small businesses and like students are all getting excited about solving accounting problems. I'm like, well, they're not really getting excited about solving accounting problems. They're getting excited about solving small business problems.
Right.
Matchmaking supply and demand, finding ways to make estimates easier, finding ways to be able to solve integrations with payments. They're all different pain points that these people have seen other businesses or their own businesses go through,
Right.
that they think there's a better way. So there was a lot of great ideas, a lot of them that I'm like, okay, yeah, not only do we need to help them build out this idea, but we need to go hire those people.
For sure. Yeah. So the energy has been amazing this week. I think you and I are both equally tired and exhausted. I think it'd be awesome if we ended on a personal note. So when you think about the main stage speakers, the developers, the Small Business Bazaar, everything that has happened this week, when you reflect back, what are some of your own personal highlights that you'll look back 10 years from now and still remember?
I love the speakers, and I thought John Montgomery on the first day, I thought he did a wonderful job. The quote that Brad Smith often uses of if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others, just is so close to our DNA. But my kids thought that was pretty cool when I did a selfie on the stage and said, hey, look, I'm trying to get on the Amazing Race. They thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
But I, looking out at that audience, hearing them clap over something that, we're launching like sales tax.
Right.
And the energy or being able to pull a bank statement, right?
Yeah.
Just that excitement, you just realize that these things that you don't necessarily think are that big, so many people think those are that big, and it makes it all worth it. It's inspiring.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree with you more. That inspiration is basically where I think our motivation comes from to help those. So that's awesome. I really appreciate the candid response. We're, I think, equally happy to get back to our day job, but we're also equally excited about doing this again next year. So this has been awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. It's been a great week.